we're reacting to Yunosuke. I got paid requested by a very beautiful chatter. Alex, shout out to you, man. Thanks so much for requesting me to do all this stuff. We have 10 songs here. Yeah, I'm going to be getting to know this producer more. I only know a handful of songs in this producer, and the songs that I do know, they're pretty cool. Jet Black is definitely a banger, but I feel like as though I still don't know what this producer is. I don't know what they like to do musically that's unique to them. Yeah, I'm very still in the dark when it comes to their music. So yeah, let's get into it. The first one we're doing is Loop Memory. Okay, I'm getting Archaea from this. I like it. Is that piano just gonna be the entire time? That bass. Look, you guys hear that freaking. What is that? That's a dirty bass. Very harsh instruments. They're very in-your-face type instruments. Someone fart? This feels like Vocaloid music in its most natural form. You know what I'm saying? It feels like this is what Vocaloid music is like inherently sounds like just a bunch of hyper synthesized instruments, bunch of electronic, just very heavy on the electronic aspect. I feel like this is like a OG Vocaloid sound. You know what I'm saying? Especially with this type of synth preset. This is like a very old synth preset. It's like a very nostalgic one. It's like 2000s. And it has an Orange Star like vibe to it too, to where like with some of the instruments, like just the instruments themselves, they don't really sound anything that like high production or high quality. It doesn't sound like they're using $500 synths. It sounds like they're just using regular ass synths. But again, the writing is what matters. It doesn't really matter what kind of preset you use. It doesn't matter what synth you use, keyboard you use. It's just how you write it is the important part. So I think that's also really cool with this producer. Okay, we got a flanger on the vocals. Interesting choice. I like this song. I like the vocal writing. We have a call and response currently with the repeating one word for the first half and then just singing regularly for the second half. That was pretty cool. Cool. And I like they started the build up and then they finished the build up with like a bass boom. fun. This is a fun song. There's some fun writing. Okay, so we're having a little bit of space here. Kind of letting the instrument speak first and then adding vocals afterwards. This is a fun song. Cool amping on the guitars. The way the guitars are mixed, it sounds like there's some sort of muffler on the mic. It sounds like there's some, like, it sounds like you're listening to a guitar, but there's like a layer in between to where you don't exactly hear it clearly. There you like you hear like a filtered version of it. But I think that's the point, right? It's not obviously he can get good audio quality on the guitars, but I think he's trying to do something artistically with that. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, they're MIDI. I mean, even so, like MIDI guitars, like they sound pretty clear. Like there's some weird filtering on it. Of course. Okay. We're having some extra counter melodies being stacked on top. I appreciate that. Because I was going to say, like, the composition is very simplistic. I think there's only, like, piano, bass, chord stab, and that's it. There was a guitar part in there, but the guitar really hasn't been playing throughout the entire song. It's very simplistic. So I could definitely hear, like, the early stages of this music. It's still good, though. We have an extra synth happening here. Okay. So this production kind of reminds me, kind of sounds like he found some really cool melody for 8 bars of an instrument, and he kind of looped it for the most part. He kind of looped it. Obviously, he changed some arrangements around, but I think he really, for this song in particular, I think he kind of put most of his focus onto the vocal writing, because the vocal writing was really good. Vocal writing is really good. I liked the different type of rhythms they were doing. Like, I heard some call and response sections here for the vocals. Vocals were really well detailed, I gotta say. But the instrument kind of felt like this is gonna sound bad, right? But it sounds like a second priority. The main priority was obviously with the vocals. Next song. This sounds interesting. What is this? PaⅢ.SENSATION? Is that the name of the song? No, this is actually some RKO music. That bass. And the synth too. Cool build up. It didn't even sound like a build up at first. I like that insertion there. This is a fun song. Again, this call and response is pretty good. He's very creative with his bass. Very creative with his bass, and he is synth presets. Okay, I think I'm starting to get an idea of what he's about. Yo, thank you for the prime, appreciate it. He's an EDM producer at heart. I mean, I hear it. I hear the EDM very clearly. How recent is this song, by the way? Is this an older song still? I was gonna say this is definitely more recent than the previous song we just heard because the layering is a lot more sophisticated. The mix feels more full. It's a cool song. Yeah, I need to listen to another song in order to really get what he tries to do with music. But I think I'm starting to have ideas. The song is also on Project Ziqqurat. We'll be playing that. He also loves doing this. Rhythm stops. And that's the build-up. I like this song. I'll probably add this to the playlist. And I didn't really mention it now. I didn't mention anything until now, but the tuning is nice. The vocal tuning is nice. It fits. It was so smooth that I barely noticed it. Because sometimes with a lot of Vocaloid music, like the voice bang is very apparent. It sticks out like a sore thumb. But this, like, it just, for me, when I don't like really listen to it actively, it just sounds like a voice to me, which is good. Oh, this is sick. I like it. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna hold off on my observation so far, but yeah, that song definitely gave me a lot more info on what he is as a producer. All right, when did this song come out? When did this particular song come out? This came out 3 years ago, so this is more recent. Okay, is this like his naming style? His PaⅢ.AGITATION, and this came out like 2022. So interesting. Okay, so what's going on here? Got any lyrics? Nope. It's a part of a series. It's a long ass series, bro. It's a freaking this is an anime series at this point, because this is 6 years after Sensation. We got some very apparent polyrhythms happening. Yeah, like whatever that glockenspiel is doing. Ding, 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 ding. And then you have that swing, very hard style swing synth thing going on. What I like about Yunosuke is his music feels very raw. It doesn't feel too overly polished. It feels like when he picks a preset for a keyboard or a synth, he mostly just keeps the original sound of it. In fact, I think in some cases he actually elevates the sound. It's very like these sound like very. I think raw is the best word to describe it, to be honest. He really likes that swing rhythm. I will say he's also very unapologetic with like what instruments he uses. Like whatever sound he picks, like he makes sure you can hear the sound. he doesn't sand down the sound in order to make it more palatable to like the mainstream audience. No, he's very harsh and bold in what instruments is playing. If it plays, it plays. You know what I'm saying? Shameless EDM. That's literally how I would describe Yunosuke. That's a good description. It's like unapologetic in a way. You guys know what I'm saying? I like it. Very confident way of producing music. You know what I'm saying? I'd be way too self-conscious to make music like this. Genuine? I mean, yeah. Then we have halftime too. Appreciate that. I'm pretty sure he uses this drum for like everything. Just boom, doom, doom, doom. Not that you need really much, to be honest, because you know the main focus is obviously with the electronic keyboards and stuff. Clapping with a reverb on it. Nice. Oh, he's fun. It literally just sounded like he picked this preset and the pads were like that and like, yeah, let's use that. He doesn't like put some effects on it to kind of tweak the sound to what he wants. He kind of just uses it organically, you know what I'm saying? He just like picks it and then uses it. That's what I like. That is just not what I was about to pause before I said anything, but you know, I think my autoplay is on. I'm trying to. There you go. Okay. Yeah. So one thing I really appreciate from Yunosuke is his songwriting, his like music production style is really not that different to when like the first song we listened to, because that was like really early Yunosuke. And then when I hear this, like a much more modern song, sounds like the same guy. Because there's a lot of the times when you like listen back to discographies and stuff, like they sound very different, like super. They almost sound like completely different artists. But with Yunosuke, it just sounds like him still, which it sounds like it's obviously it's the same person. The music is gonna sound the same. Not really, because like people change their sound a lot, and it gets to a point to where like they sound like completely different artists like over the years, which is very consistent. Yeah, I would say he's very consistent with his sound, which I appreciate. See, like this is when this come out 11 months ago. 11 months ago, 12 years ago, it's the same dude. I appreciate that. Still with the freaking unapologetic dubstep. Just make a dubstep song, bro. Why you keep teasing us like this? Just make a dubstep song. Like a swing jazz section, but Yunosuke form, so it's just very hard style version. It's like Skrillex trying to do jazz. Still with that call and response thing. Nice. There with the piano and dubstep. Jeez. There we go with the padding. This is like the first real use of pads that I've heard from Yunosuke. He doesn't really, like, at least from the songs that we heard before, it didn't really utilize that many pads. Appreciate this. Cool triplet harp there on too. We have a freaking synth solo. I don't know what this is. Okay, down lifter. What do we got here? We have a Sherlock Holmes moment. Yeah, you see how the gradient got a lot darker, and now we just somber pianos. All they're missing is a cigarette. Cool. Fun. All right, let's go to the next one. This is Hana to Nare. Fun gated effect on the piano. What? I don't know where we're going with this. Okay. Use a different voice bank. It sounds like a completely different song. Okay. When did this come out? 4 years ago. Okay, I'm not used to this smooth of a bass. I'm not used to this smooth of a sub bass. I'm used to just hearing him. You know what I'm saying? Whoa. Whoa. Okay, this instrumentation is crazy. A lot more gated effects here. Cool. Probably your favorite song? I can see why. A lot more atmosphere, a lot more pads. Yeah, okay. This is a very different side of Yunosuke than I'm used to. This sounds more like a Giga song. Hi-hat, open hi-hat with a snare. 4 on the floor, cool. I mean, we still got the harshness from the piano. The piano is still pianoing. Cool polyrhythms. And now we have halftime here. He likes doing that, doesn't he? Halftime after the first chorus. Space. Yeah. I think I'm with you, Sakurane. I think this is probably my favorite song that we've reacted to so far. I like that. Ding, 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 ding. Very bold music choices. That second melody was super loud. Like put it there, be like, hey, I'm gonna put this here, and if you like it, that's great. If you don't like it, too bad. You're gonna hear it in full volume. I think the snare choice is really good too, because the snare has a lot of has like a very ravey sound to it, and I think that helps drive the beat more. Yeah. And I will say, like, his transitions, like, obviously he has some complex and detailed stuff in here, but, you know, his, like, flow from section to section isn't really that complex. It's very basic, really. But the execution is really good. And also smart choice from changing from the rave snare drum to just the clap. Very smart, because if you put the snare drum in something like this, it's gonna ruin the mood. You know what I'm saying? You have to have something more low key. They have that clap. We're reintroducing the syncopation, albeit the freaking bunch of other arpeggios happening. adding in the pads again. Contrast. And also with halftime. God. This is... There you go. I was wondering where the snare is. It's right here. Quarterly orchestra. Ding, 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 ding. Wow. Wow. This is a really well-made song. Holy crap. Yep. Still got that boldness from Yunosuke, but a lot more variety than what I'm normally used to. And I do like the detailing a lot more with this song. And yeah. Overall, good stuff. I was not supposed to click on that. All right, let me make sure to make note to add that to the playlist. Next song we're going to be doing is... Oh, wait, did we already do 4 songs? Dang, that flew by. That flew by. We had 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we actually ranked to the 5. No, we didn't. Oh, I didn't do prediction yet. Oh, no, I did prediction. What did I miss? Oh, we did prediction. Oh, I guess I forgot to add it in. Oops. We did prediction. Okay. Time flies when you listen to Peak. Yeah, it just flew by. Okay, well. Dang, man, that was quick. Right. Let's finish this up. Next song we're going to be doing of Yunosuke is Spiral. Okay, this is going on the playlist already. 10 seconds in. And this is a very archaic song, especially with the and then the dubstep. Okay, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Is that a MIDI acoustic guitar? That sounds good. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this might be my favorite Yunosuke song I've ever heard. And we're only 42 seconds in. What the? Okay, we're doing some halftime here. Interesting snare. Nice drum fill. I like creative tom fills like that. The bass is basic. There's like freaking 3 different basses in this song. Have some arps. There's another bass. The pitch bending on the bass. This guy's unhinged. Flow change with Miku, appreciate that. Also, the tuning's really good. Tuning is very good here, I must say. Very seamless with the rest of the instruments. Got some extra counter melodies in the back. What is that? Like a low range keyboard? like this break. It's just kick, a little bit of a white noise downlifter, little pluck in the back. Nice. And also you have, of course, you have the. Oh, this song is so freaking good. Oh my gosh. Ah. Okay. I need a behind the scenes of how he makes this stuff, bro. I mean, not only did he up the crack and the experimentation, but he also added in a different drum pattern. So instead of boom, 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 we got a boom, pa, boom, boom, pa. As if the song isn't mind trippy enough. Dissonant harmonies with the one synth, whatever that is. Strings, no? This is easily my favorite Yunosuke song ever. Easily. I'm sorry. When did this come out? 9 years ago. We got some music theory too. Usually it's dun dun dun, but now he did dun dun dun. I would love to see what it's like making music like this. Just very, very chaotic, very just all over the place, but in a controlled way, right? Like this is very all over the place in a good way. It's not like completely random to where you're just lost in the sauce. No, it's still very structural. It's still very intended. It's still well arranged, but just crack. That's what I'm trying to say. This song is a banger. I need to make note of this. And make short. All right, next one, Ziqqurat, featuring Hatsune Miku. I think he likes using Hatsune Miku. I think so. Don't quote me on that. And this is his 4K, so it came out 5 years ago. Okay. I've been waiting for this. This is my favorite. Okay. I'll see if it's good. If it's not, if it's trash, I'll say it's trash. I'll be honest with you. Okay, so it's not trash. Wait. Dun, dun, dun. Whoa. Filter change. Okay, filter change, triplet percussion fill, and then onto the What a way to start. Okay. Again, bro, the bold choices that Yunosuke always picks with his instruments, his like mixing choices, it's all still very bold, but like it's very sophisticated. It doesn't feel like you know what I'm saying. I don't build up. That's crazy. What I like about this music is it doesn't feel sanitized. It doesn't feel sanitized. It's very sophisticated. It's very professionally made, but it's still like unapologetic. It's great. It's not even the fact that his music sounds really good. I just like how I just like his perspective when it comes to music making. My brain. We're slowing it down. Orchestra. This drop about to be insane. Mixing is fire too. Holy crap. I don't know how, like, with how many stuff is playing, I don't know how he was able to have everything still sound crisp and clean. I get it, man. I get why. Okay. Damn. Oh my god, that part, that choice right there. Oh, it's so good. Okay, you know what? I'm starting to understand why. I'm starting to understand why you're listening to stuff like this, thousands of hours a week, Alex. I'm starting to get it. I'm understanding it now. All right, definitely gotta. Hold on, I gotta make short, and then I have to underline it just to let know I'm gonna add it to the playlist later. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot we have another singer. I was like, who is this woman in my ears? I forgot, but yeah, we have another person singing. Okay. Suiso, not Suisse, Suiso. There's a different. Okay, interesting. Is that like Suisse's older sister? Wait, what? I like the Like the deep house bass here. Drop incoming. I'm ready. Lay it on me. I'm gonna have an aneurysm. And also, having just this very smooth part afterwards, like you didn't just completely mangle our brains. Like the downlifter and the chimes, how dare you? That's like having a katana and then slashing someone 15 times and then putting a small band-aid afterwards to try to make it better. This is the equivalent of that. The damage has been done already. I'm not even gonna focus on what's going on in the visuals. This story is crazy, bro. Yeah, get rid of that freaking clanker. Freaky ass woman. That was a sick song. And also, yeah, my brain hurts from that drop. My brain hurts from a lot of stuff. Make short. I feel like I'm just gonna make a short of every single Yunosuke drop we hear. I feel like that's becoming a thing. All right, next song we're doing is KALEIDO. KALEIDO. I don't freaking know. DJ Khaled. He react only Japanese songs. Gee, it's almost like I say that in the chat rules. I'm pretty sure I even say that in the chat rules. Okay, it's gonna be that type of song. It's gonna be like a boom pop, boom boom pop. Okay. This man always just finds any way to be as egregious as possible. This is I'm not ready. What is the okay, what is this layering in the back? Ding 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 ding. Question. Has Yunosuke had any musical theory training? Has he had any training whatsoever? Or is he entirely self-taught? I have a theory on what this is. electro swing drop here is crazy. I really want Project Sekai to cover these songs. I really want it. It's funny because whenever I see English subtitles, I expect to hear English, but the accent is so heavily Japanese that it still sounds Japanese to me. Just Awake a Supernova? That's not even my favorite songs, though, from Yunosuke. I would say, like, imagine if they covered Spiral, Ziqqurat, or Payload. Oh, that would be crazy. And also this song, too. Not saying the other songs are bad, but... Jet Black is on it, but the JP server. I need to listen to that song again. I need to listen to that song. Here we go. There we go. I think, especially when it comes, I mean, this is like overall music. Like he literally does not give an F. But I think for these drops in particular, like he really doesn't give an F. He really just does whatever he wants. It's like a musical crash out era, musical crash out phase in all of these songs. Okay, we're having a swing. What kind of... Is it just me or did the beat start early? What? Like... What's this time signature? Hold on. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Oh, it started early. Okay, that's criminal. Someone report him. I cannot get over the ding 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 ding. His instruments and his choices are so good. I mean, like you have to make good choices if you're this bold with all of your music. If you make a bad choice, then it's just gonna blow your entire music. But he hasn't done it yet. Okay, I'm gonna look it up right now. Is the Vocaloid producer Yunosuke self-taught? I'm willing to bet yes. Okay, well, it sounds like he's self-taught because like he's not. His music is very non-conforming, if you know what I'm saying. It's very him. Throughout all the songs we've heard, it's very him. You can still hear that it's him, right? There's not really any like outside influence of like him trying to sanitize his music to conform to like, I don't know, like other listeners and other sounds. He makes music that's him. That's why I was thinking like he's like, it sounds like he's self-taught. Same thing with Kiko. Okay, swing. fucking arpeggios tripping my mind. Poppin' Party and Roselia vocals? What, voice banks from them? They have Poppin' Party and... Wait. Bang Dream voice banks? That's a thing? Is there a voice bank for everything? That's insane. Guys, we gotta make a RBG Talk voice bank. That'll sell like hotcakes. That's writing on the breast. Here we go. Get your drugs out. This song's pretty tame for Yunosuke? Yeah, it is. It is. Jazz Yunosuke, okay, I welcome that. Low-key Yunosuke? I've never heard that. I didn't even know that existed. Okay, now we're back. We're back. I love the triplet arpeggio. Not the wood bass, not the jazz wood walking bass. That is so freaking cool. Is that MIDI? That'd be so cool if it was MIDI. I wouldn't be surprised. But fire. Last song we're gonna be checking. Oh, not the last song actually. The third to last song we're gonna be checking out is Citrus Trade. I don't know what this is about. Is there any credits here? All I see is Citrus Train ZLMS, 331 subscribers. Is a 4-producer consisting of Zig, Loin, Harumaki Gohan, and Yunosuke. Huh? Do they still use voice banks or do they have to sing in it too? Because I would like some Harumaki Gohan vocals with Yunosuke production. That'd be nice. That'd be very nice. Hatsune Miku, of course. Okay, well, the dual guitar layering from Harumaki Gohan, I can hear that. Nice space. Nice pads in the back, too. Yeah, we should check out Zig and Loin sometime because I don't know their influence on it because I don't know their identity, so I don't know like what part of this music had their influence on it, but I'd love to know. They're very good. They're very heavily on the space right now. Okay, reverse guitar. Okay, I wonder if this drum only section was Zigger Loin's idea. And I don't know if Yunosuke was the one who chose these drums, because he doesn't really do acoustic drums like this. He more so just leans onto the electronic drums, because that's more of his thing. Oh, I like that. I like that synth. Let me guess, the drop. Gee, I wonder. All right, we're building up to something. Oh, filter down. Filter down. EDM drums. Yeah, you already know what time it is. He's like, I got this. Yunosuke's like, everyone leave the studio, I got this. G. Jazz piano, I like it. It's a long ass song. Appreciate that. Okay, the voice is getting very loud. Full song. Oh yeah. This production right here. Yeah. That sounds like a Harumaki Gohan section. But although, again, I don't know Zig and Lloyd, so they could have taken over that part. All right, cool. That was very fun. All right, last two songs that Ching Chong wanted me to react to. Do you have the English titles that I could add onto this list, please and thank you? If you could, please let me know. Anyone know what antichronism is in music theory? I have no idea what antichronism even is. That's a new word I just learned. Appreciate you. Yunosuke really loves filtering. He really loves doing that, especially with build-ups and stuff. He loves doing that.
いだろうと憶測なんて臆病だって吐き捨てる春がまない気をつけたつむ弾きの声に全てを捧げ
Yeah, makes sense. This song makes perfect sense.
そうさつく大きくなればカラーとしても突き飛ばす闇を見下すぐらい高く燃やし尽くせ無限に無知の顎にすでに放棄なのに君じゃダメと言われてそんな声に返すこともできず
Cool. Just open hi-hats and some sort of weird auxiliary percussion on the right ear.
君じゃダメと言われてそんな声に返すこともできず死んでゆくぜも肺の中で這い上がって指を立てた密か灯る炎腹の中に潜む意志が溢れる密か灯る炎腹の中に潜む意志が溢れる
Dun 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 dun. Okay. That tripped me up. Again, he freaking started the beat early. In the middle of a phrase, bro. Why'd you put that in the middle? That was it's like he was in the middle of making a drum. He's like, wait, I didn't do my thing yet. Okay, let me do it now. See, like in the middle of it. That was like 2 seconds. This part here, this drop here reminds me of Jet Black a little bit. Syncopation? Yeah. Man, Yunosuke always has crazy syncopation. Nice. Yeah, that's insane. I like it. I mean, it's not my favorite song in the world, but it's very cool nonetheless. Yeah, so that's what syncopation is, huh? Yeah, syncopation is basically like this, but syncopation is basically like notes playing at different times. So instead of this, you have a... So it's like that, right? So it's like, it's polyrhythms. So also is kind of what it is too, but you know. All right, last song we're going to be checking out. If you can help me figure out the English title for this, that would be lovely. Thank you so much. Oh, okay, got it. Thanks. Okay, this sounds a little bit low-key. Never mind. I mean, it kind of is low-key, but just the drums are so, like, loud for no reason. Sounds like we're getting punched. Sounded like castanets. What is this? Aka, that's cool. The wub synths are kind of following what the castanets are doing. That's cool.
できないままネオンの中甘い目覚め
Slap bass.
たくさんの
Okay, so we're carrying that rhythm onto drums and piano. Okay, cool.
星降りの雨みたいにバイバイやまたねとか嫌うままにを任せて溢れるそっと溢れるずっとどこか高い場所で吹く風のように舞い上がるのは心あるあり余る歌を
This guy.
あなたに渡したいだけ
Snare sounds like a city pop snare. Yeah, I would say so. But usually with a city pop, the snare is a lot more low key, a lot wetter, a little bit more reverb to it. This is just like in your face.
本当は少しだけね恥ずかしくて
Right symbol and walking bass. That is the epitome of jazz. I love it.
になれなくてそれでも届けたいのシルクのハート
Yunosuke is jazz after all. I guess, yeah.
溢れるもっと溢れるずっと密度が濃く
I
な
like how that's just in there. That jazz section is just in there for no reason, and then we just go back to electro afterwards, like acting like it didn't exist.
れば光の世
Because
界
why not, you know?
動き出すから形あるありふれた声で言葉を探り合うだけ
You have to have the Yunosuke special, but like in the most low key version. Still has to do it. Oh. That's a very bold snare. Very bold snare.
溢れるそっと溢れるずっと景色は夢みたい
That's like Yunosuke on a weekend.
溢れるもっと溢れるずっと何度も見てみた
On the 1 and
い
4, on the 1 and 3, I appreciate that.
時間でした溢れるそっと溢れるずっとどこか高い場所で吹く風のように舞い上がる
Ziqqurat in the
の
back,
は
nice.
心あるあり余る歌をあなたに渡したいだけなの
I feel like he just like has just like a big set of whatever instruments. He kind of just goes down the line, plays around on the keyboard, and just plays around and be like, oh, this actually sounds pretty cool. I'll add this, and then he just goes down the line to see what he can add. Because for some reason he just wanted to add pizzicato strings in here. Because why not? Cool. And I like for this particular song, he found a rhythm. They're like doop, 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 and he kind of just wrote around that. Because like everything is kind of just going back to that, like very. See? That's cool. So he kind of wrote around that rhythm too. That's really smart. Makes it easier too, songwriting wise, if you just write around something rather than just starting something completely from scratch. That's cool. Cool, very cool. Overall, yeah, okay, I see why he's your favorite. I see it. I can hear it. I get it. Right? Yeah, he's definitely one of the more bold Vocaloid producers I've ever heard. Right? One of the most identifiable Vocaloid producers for sure, especially with the drops Like you just hear it for 2 seconds, be like, ah,
No
yeah,
way
it's
he just
Yunosuke.
put in a Naruto.
Yo, Sonny's, thank you for the
reference
24,
in
man.
there.
Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
man, my anime
I can't
fans,
read
my
that.
anime fans
I
go
can't
mad.
read. I'm so sorry. You typed like a nice paragraph.
No way he just put
along
in
with
a
that. Yo,
Naruto
Quinvy, thank you for the 4.
reference in there.
Just
Yeah,
type it
man,
in the
my
comments what
anime
you guys
fans, my
want.
anime
Unfortunately, I
fans go
cannot read
mad.
that. And Streamlabs won't let me see the message. That's like the one problem I have with that. It's really annoying when they do that. But regardless, though, really cool songs. Really
No
cool
way
songs.
he just put in a Naruto reference in
Okay,
there.
they're just
Yeah,
trolling me
man,
at this
my
point.
anime fans, my anime
I don't even
fans
see
go
anything
mad.
here.
No
But yeah.
way he just put in a Naruto reference in there. Yeah, man, my anime fans go mad.
Appreciate that.